Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm back at it again with the white Lamborghini. Today I'm going to bring you a real quick sort of video on how you can simply just earn more credits in Forza, and you can also improve your skills by doing the same thing. Forza has many different ways to earn credits, but I'm going to be focusing on difficulty and assists. Alright, so let's just hop in. I'm going to go show you my assists and... Oh, was that a wheel spin? Alright, come on. Something good. Please. Oh, fuck it. So these are the assists I'm currently using. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. I am playing with ABS off, steering normal, traction and stability control off, manual with clutch braking, cosmetic damage, and rewind off. I'm going to quickly explain why I use these and how you could use them too. First things first, if you're playing with traction control, stability control, or assisted steering and braking, get the fuck out. Okay, no, I'm serious. But don't play with them because they're really not helpful in 99% of the cases. That's it. They're so easy to play without. When it comes to simulation steering and simulation damage, I'm still not completely used to it because I'm still a little bit chaotic when I drive. And the main point being is that I want to treat this game like an arcade game. I don't want to have it like a simulation game. I just want to hop on, I want to have fun, not worry about damage and real physics sort of thing. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about is rewind. This one is pretty simple. If you start hopping into races and you find that you don't make many mistakes and you just play the race through, no rewinding, then just turn it off. That eventually started happening to me. I was realizing that I wasn't even using it at all, so I just turned it off, and you get a cheeky little, I think 10-15% extra credits. Now I should have gone with these in order, but I kind of CBA, so I'm just going to go from the top now. Driver tower difficulty. Now I started off on the highly skilled difficulty, but then I sort of found that I was winning by way too much. It wasn't competitive. Some people like it when they're really far ahead and they win every race. I personally want to keep the races really competitive. And even on this difficulty, I have races where I can lose by a second. I can have races where I win by several seconds. It's inconsistent. But that's just Forza AI, you know, you always get that one guy who's far ahead of the pack and he's perfect, no mistakes. So if you feel like you're winning too much on the current difficulty, turn the difficulty up and you'll start earning more credits, and it won't be that much of a jump in terms of skill level. The next thing we're going to talk about is braking. If you play with ABS on, well then that's okay, you know, that's fine. But if you want to start playing with ABS off, there's two really important things you need to know. It's simple. You need to start getting into the habit of not completely smashing the brake trigger. The main difference between ABS on and off is that if you completely smash the brake trigger down, you're not going to turn at all. Your wheels are going to lock up and you're going to just skid off straight off the track or into a wall, wherever. However, if you happen to have the Xbox One Elite controller, they have the trigger locks under the controller. So if you put those to halfway and you play with ABS off, you will get the most out of your brakes without them locking up. I have no idea if Microsoft did this on purpose for like Forza players, but it's practically like it's a little cheat code if you happen to have the money for an Xbox One Elite controller. But if you don't, then you can start either feathering the brake trigger or start pushing the trigger in about halfway, 3/4. If you can start consistently braking without locking your brakes, then you are definitely ready to start playing with ABS off, and you'll also get a cheeky credit bonus for that. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the shifting. If you play with automatic, that's okay, but you should definitely start getting into manual. If you play with manual, you're already on the right track. If you want to start getting into manual with clutch, it's very simple. Pretty much all you need to do is just start getting into the habit of holding the left bumper every time you shift. In about, let's just say 90% of the cars in the game, you will shift faster. There are some of the really high-end race cars, supercars, who have a very fast shift time, so it might be hard to catch up. But other than that, you are at a great advantage if you use manual with clutch. Playing with manual and clutch will also make drifting a lot easier because you have a lot more control over the car, a lot more control of the throttle. You'll also get to use the super sneaky little feature that is launch control. You can't use launch control in automatic or manual because it'll just either put you in reverse or start a burnout. So if you're ever doing little drag races out on the airstrip in free roam, then you can have a slight little advantage because it'll make your car launch a little better. It won't be a massive difference, but in some cars, and especially all-wheel drive cars, it gets much more traction off the launch. So in summary, go back into the assists in Forza, try and turn as many off as you can without ruining the actual fun experience for you. And that should be about it. Thank you very, very, very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
I'm finally right here with you.